Will you look back when you're old and grey and think those dumb kids had a lot to say when we were trying to make this night one you'd remember? I don't care if my wheels don't turn, I don't care if my pipe don't burn, as long as I am flowing through your veins after I'm gone away.
It's Thursday night, and you know what that means.
Whenever we're on our own on the
Hope
show,
everyone's having a good week.
it always does that bit. Hang on, I'm not sure. Maybe that's better. Always does that little pause at the end of the intro when it's the version where we're on our own. So hello to everyone today. I'm going to talk about. I've got some clips, or not clips. I've got some stills from my vlog. I'm going to talk about how the day went, and if anyone wants to just jump in and ask us something or comment if you went, then you can do that. But unless, do you want to start with something first? I don't know.
Bearing in mind the trip
also,
that we went to, it was
well.
people are saying it's a social event, which it is, obviously, and we went to Flamingo Land Resort, for those that have not actually seen our recent vlog at the minute. We went with loads of amazing people as well, other vloggers there, and we also got some ERT time on sick. Is there anything else you want me to add?
No, I'm going to go through it today because there were some bad things and then there were some good things, and then hello.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Goes to Thrills and Airtime.
There might be another one this year yet. I'm in talks with the park about doing another one.
Yeah, there is. Well, there seems to be high demand for another one.
Yeah. So should I get the photos up now? I can get the photos up now. I took these from my vlog, but there are other vlogs available. But yeah, this is the group photo. But they started. We got there almost too early, didn't we? Although there were people there before us.
There was loads of
Stacey
people.
got there really early.
I mean, we got up mega early in the morning. We got up about 4:30, but there's some people that got up at 5:30 and just obviously went straight up there. So there's loads of people from Scotland, people from Wales, literally just everyone just came together, and it was just awesome. So we appreciate it.
Oh yeah, we got lucky with that.
I'll let you keep explaining.
So we got there early, and I'd sorted this all out with certain people. Well, I don't want to mention their names on here in case they get inundated, but just the two basic operations managers who I'm in contact with at Flamingo Land. And we got there, didn't we? And there's some guy came out who was like, he wasn't actually in charge, because I met the guy who was in charge later on that day. But he came out and he was like, he saw we were all there early because there was a football event going on with kids. It looked like it was mainly for girls. I don't know if that's true. On like the pitch, if you see people's vlogs from the day on Sick, you can see loads of football games going on. So everyone was going that way. So this guy's like, "Why are you in this car park for the theme park sniping it?" I was like, "This event," and he's like, "I don't know anything about it." So I mentioned the people I talked to, and he's like, "Okay, just don't come into the park till 9." I was like, "That's fine." But then I saw it just to kind of kickstart them in the right direction. I remember when I sorted out the woman. I can't remember her name now, but she was really good later on in the day. I was talking to her, and she went, "Right, get everyone to come here." And I literally just went, "Everyone, get in that small customer service room," and everyone flooded in. And the next minute, she's telling them all to get out.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was brilliant.
That was quite funny. The little bloopers that we had, basically. For the day,
4:30. But I could tell someone at least knew we were meant to be there because they were testing Sick and nothing else before we got in the park. But there's Sibby, cheeky Sibby. Mohawk with the squawk, I think we should call him that. That'd be really cool. He's a character if you've not seen his vlogs, and Jen, his sister.
Oh, they're just so bubbly. They're lovely people.
If you see the vlog, this bit I took it from, she's introducing herself. She goes to Sibby, "Have you introduced yourself yet?" He's like, "No, I just started talking." It was brilliant. And then there's when you were having a rave in the queue line, and there's Heaven Jake.
So when we went to go and have the ride on Sick for the first time, if we weren't the only roller coaster enthusiasts, some of us were music enthusiasts and actually started a rave. So we're all jumping up and down and dancing in the queue line, some of us. But even then, those that didn't jump and dance in the queue line were the first ones sat on the ride, were even sat there like moving their hands, little fish, big fish, cardboard box.
Yeah, it was a 90s rave in there.
It really was. And he even had the Castles in the
Coaster Dad,
Sky that went on.
He was dancing in my video.
He was jamming to it as well.
Yeah.
Even if the people were just moving their heads, it was brilliant. Yeah. It is true. That's what happened. But it was all part of the fun.
There's the least effective smoke effect you ever see on a roller coaster. As you come into the brake run, it literally...
That's the one thing I did notice on some vlogs. I was like, there's that bit of smoke. But when you're on the ride, you don't actually notice that bit of smoke go off. And I'm thinking, is that there for a reason?
No, it's an effect, but it's not very good. The barber shop's already closed, by the way, if anyone's wondering.
Mm-hmm.
But, so we got the... yeah, we can call it that from now on, Dave. We got on sick, and it was meant to start at 9:15 till 10, and then they took ages to batch. And Coaster Dad's vlog, if you haven't seen it, go see it. He explains it well. It seems like they've got a sensor to say not all the restraints are down, but not which one. So they're just checking everyone's restraints. Oh, the light's not gone off. Check everyone, and just pushing everyone in. So it took ages to batch. But I thought, oh, that's gone quick. We saw other people in the queue, and they basically let people who were staying on accommodation just walk in. So I kicked off, and the guy at the front was like, yeah, this hasn't been organised well. I'm like, that doesn't fix the situation. So I thought, I'm going to go on it one more time before I go and complain properly.
But some of them were pointing it at one member of staff, which said that they didn't get the message of don't let anyone else on. So they said, oh, yeah, just this one member of staff keeps letting them all on. And it's like, well, I don't think it's just him. It's you guys as well. You guys can say something too. You know, you work here. But
so I went on one more time, and by the time
I must admit, it didn't go quite to plan. But
keep talking.
No. You did quite well. We did sort it. I'll let you carry on.
But yeah, you're ruining the story for me now. You're basically going, right, what Mike did next was this. Right, now you can tell him.
No.
Basically, I went on one more time with, I can't remember who I sat with now. I think it was Joe. And it took ages to go around. So by the time I'd been on it, it was already gone 10. Then I went to the front. And the weird thing about Flamingo Land is you have to go out of the park to go to customer services. So I had to get my hand stamped, go out of the park to get in customer services.
Mm-hmm.
And then I spoke to the woman, and she wasn't really the one in charge, so I got stuff off later on. And she was like, yeah, I'll try and get someone. And the main woman came, and she was good later on. But to begin with, she was going on about, okay, I'm sorry about that. Because they put security, like 5 to 10 security suddenly arrived and was like, yeah, we're some people going in now. I'm like, it's too late. And the woman was like, right, if we'll give you an email. And right then I was just like, no, this ain't happening. I just went into full, like, we're doing something now mode. And I went, my exact words were, I've got 40 odd people out there who've just paid for something they've not got. And I also mentioned, because there were people who've got annual passes, so they only paid what they paid for the ERT, and that was it. And then she was like, I think she realized, if I'm this, like, pissed off, basically, that if there's 40 more people as pissed off as me, we're going to have a problem. So I implied that, which was kind of going to be the way if nothing happened. Mm-hmm. And then I gave her my phone number, and we went on Velocity. And then afterwards, I missed Freebird in our vlog, if you see what Stacey was filming, because I got a phone call, but then I phoned the number back that I got, and the phone number goes to an office that's not on location. So suddenly I'm talking to someone. And he's like, who are you speaking to? And I couldn't remember the woman's name. I was like, some woman. And then I described what she looked like without trying to be offensive. And I was on hold for what felt like ages, about 10 minutes. And I'm stood there next to the monorail.
And bearing in mind, this is when Freebird was playing.
I couldn't hear Freebird, by the way. I couldn't hear it. You only told me afterwards.
You couldn't. You didn't know. I felt really bad because you always ask for that. And a band playing.
So then I sorted that out. She went, can you meet me by the entrance? There's a garden near the entrance on the inside. And I was like, okay. Met her and the ride operations manager for that day. And I don't know what she told him, but he was very apologetic. And he shook my hand. And then, when someone says who's in charge, and even though I'm in charge of everything, I don't feel like, I'm the biggest responsible adult. So it seems really weird when everyone turns to me and is like, this guy's in charge of what we're doing. So then he said to me, oh yeah, I've got to go back a second. When I complained to the woman, mm-hmm. She asked me what I wanted, and I said, can you shut? I jokingly went, we got 12 minutes of the 45. Can you just shut Kimali half an hour early and let us on at the end of the day? And she went, I don't think we've got the power to do that. Would you like fast passes? And I said, I didn't know you did fast passes here. And she went, I don't think we do, but we'll sort something out for you. And eventually we got exit passes, but we were limited to 4 per person in our group because there were about 30 odd. And then she also said we could all go to the exit of Kumali at 4:30 and get on once each. And I then said, well, everyone wants POV, so can everyone sit at the front? So then she was like, okay, you got to show up at 4. So we all got exit pass. When we got security escorted as well. I don't know if they thought we were going to kick off or the massive queue that was there was going to kick off that we were all getting on. But it ended all right. We got 4 passes each. We actually got 5. If anyone went on the Star Flyer when we went on, the guy, instead of taking our passes, said, sorry, I've not got a pen, you might as well keep them. So we just kept, so we got 5 fast passes each, effectively. But yeah, it worked out really well. And I mean, it was bad to begin with, but once I'd sorted it out, it was probably worked out much better than if we just got ERS on 6.
And considering that there's a big group of us as well, I think that was really good actually of them to sort it out. So absolute praise to them for dealing with it there and then, because they knew the situation that we were in.
Well, I didn't do it there and then. They kind of took a bit of time.
No,
yeah, because when
the fact that they dealt with it like they did, because they knew
when I sorted out the fast passes, they were like, "Can you come back in half an hour?" I was like, "Yeah, all right." And then I realised, because I'm not with it, everyone's kind of dispersed a bit in the park at that point, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" So I'm phoning everyone who I've got the numbers for, and some of them aren't picking up. Yeah. I'm messaging everyone who I can, and then I'm walking around the park. It's the first time I've been there. I'm walking around the park trying to gather everyone. I don't know how we got everyone back in time in half an hour, but we did. Then everyone got their stuff, and then
we had a photo then.
Then we actually had enough passes each. Yeah, we did our photo after that, and then Joe and Sibby weren't actually there, so they weren't in the photo, unfortunately. Yeah, I got the fast passes, and we were meant to have 37 people. A friend of ours called Lee got COVID, so he couldn't go. And George from Loops and Donuts, I don't know if he's going to mind. His son decided he didn't want to go now. So, but they both got complimentary tickets to come back later this year. And they said something about compensating them for not being here when we had ERS, but I don't know what they're going to give them. And then Joss and Kelly's son, Jensen, was meant to come, and he would have got him for free because he's really young.
Yeah.
But he didn't. But because they thought we had 35 people, we actually got 4 extra passes. So I think we get the other 4 passes. Dave from Leaps and Lapbar's sister happened to be there. We were like, well, you might as well have them because everyone's got 4.
Yeah.
So and then let's get through these photos. So that's what happened at the start of the day. Because I feel like some people know what happened and don't know the ins and outs. So that's how it actually played out.
Oh, look at all the smiley faces though.
The thing I find weird about this,
it's with the hands with the rave.
I'm sure we've done it in this country. I actually might not have done it in this country. I'm sure when I've done ERSs before, you've been allowed to stay in the station. Even with this one, we had to walk around. And when I've done other ones with ECC, you've had to walk around.
Dave, it's very interesting. You put wow. Yeah,
it was a little bit stressful.
Have you been to Flamingo then before, Dave?
That's great because you can't see anything that shot.
You went.
But then we went on Hero. We wasted the first exit pass on Hero.
I must admit, just to comment from earlier, we were very lucky with the weather. We got told off of staff later on in the day. We were very lucky because, well, most things would have been shut down if it was chucking it down with rain. So it's like, yeah. The
only thing about Hero is it's one of the only coasters in the park that has more than one train. But the trains are only one car of 4 people, and it only has 2 trains. It's got one of the longest station runs I've seen on a roller coaster, and it's only got 2 trains. There's a third one in this really small bay that's not being used. But what did you think? Because you actually quite liked Hero, didn't you?
Have you been on Hero, Dave? I don't know how long
liked Hero, didn't you?
I did. I quite liked it, yeah, but we'll see more in the vlog about my explanation.
You don't want to talk about it now?
I even had my technical explanation on Belly Polly's as well.
We had times when I was trying to film and you turned to me and went, let's save it for the show. And now we're on the show, you're like, nah, just watch the vlog.
Well, basically, there's a knack to it if people get thrown, because a lot of people say they get thrown and get hurt from it and just feel terrible after it. But the main part is just when you go up the steps to get in the actual, contraption. That's all I'm going to say. I don't even know what you call it. But when you go on it, make sure that your neck and your chin literally rest on that rest at the top.
No one wants to do that.
And that's the thing. Everyone kept lifting their heads, and that's what's causing them damage.
Do you know why? Because thousands of other people's mouths have been on that.
True, and I get that.
And they smell weird, and no one wants to do that. That's not an option for anyone.
But I just think that makes it more comfortable, and yeah, that turned out all right. But I get it. But if you're that bothered, just wear a mask. It should be fine. But I just thought it was really comfy. I seem to fit in it perfectly, but I don't know if it's because I fill it because I'm quite big. I don't know if
Oh no, it wasn't about
That's
fitting in
probably
it.
why.
Although my shoulder blades hurt when I came off it. That was what I was surprised by. But the other thing that's really uncomfortable about it, if no one's been on it, is it has these sudden dips in the track just before the really overbanked turns, and they go through really quick, and it hurts.
Step up all the way until you're horizontal, then step down. I find it very comfortable to ride like that. Yes. Yeah.
But I wasn't a fan of it. And it was really weird because we went in the exit pass and they hadn't seen these exit passes before. The staff wondered what they were.
That's a good one to know.
And then, what's that?
Oh, no, just then.
And then the guy nodded. We were with, there was about 13 of us that went on it at the time. And then we went on with Rain and Gary from Iconic Geek and Adventurous One. And Gary was at the front of us four. We were the last four to go on in our group. And the guy looked like he was out of Pepper Ann. If anyone remembers that cartoon, if you don't Google it, he kind of had he was a thin guy, and then he's in massive shades, right? And he looked quite he looked cool, whatever. But the funny thing was, he nods at Gary, and Gary nods back, and then nodded, right? And he just stands there. The train's almost gone out of the station with no one getting on it. And then Gary just kind of quietly goes, "You want us to get on that?" And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, why didn't you ask us? It's just like this constant nodding, and there's no understanding. But I wasn't a fan of it. But I knew I wouldn't be a fan of it.
I agree with Loops and Lap Bars International there. It still rattles but it's not that bad. Infusion and Colossus are far worse.
Yeah. I'm not. Hero goes along with Rattlesnake at Chesterton of rides I'll probably never ride again in my life.
I agree with the rattle of Colossus on that one, if I'm quite honest. But then it's, like I said, it's been a long time since we've done Thorpe Park, so... But to me, I felt like it rattled and it just felt uncomfortable. Do
you want to say anything else about Hero? Because I really don't like it.
I've said my piece.
Probably worth going on once, but it's not.
I like the uniqueness of it.
That was a thumbnail. All these roller coasters are quite unique, to be fair.
I'm not doing it to wind up anyone, but it does make me like it that little bit more because other people hate it. But maybe that's just why. I do pick the ones that people are not a huge fan of as well. Even with Galactica, Air.
But Mumbo Jumbo I liked. You didn't like the restraints. I thought they were alright.
Did anyone else get any bruises from the restraints of Mumbo Jumbo? Because, yeah, I did. All I did was try and get the strap in the middle. You get the bar that goes across your lap and then the strap that goes in the middle. And as I crouched down to do that, the member of staff immediately put them on my shoulders. So I was literally hunched over, and I said, "Can we put them back up? I'm not comfortable." And he went, "Are you okay?" I went, "No," and everyone else went, "Yes." And I thought, and it kind of drowned out me going, "No." And then we went on it, and oh no.
The first time we went around it, I was just shouting the whole time, "It's too slow." There's trim brakes on the drop, but I can understand why.
Looked like a leopard.
The thing I was looking forward to most actually was you can kind of see it. There's a bank turn which banks out, and I know Hyperion does that, but this did it first, and not first in the world, but before Hyperion did. I was looking forward to that the most. On the whole thing, I was looking forward to that bank turn, banking outwards rather than in. I was like, that's going to be fun. I didn't care about the drop or anything.
The drop did get me, and the bit where it's got, I'm sorry, I don't know the technical terms, guys, but the bit where it just like whips you around the corners as well, that kind of got me because I sat on the farthest side at the back, so obviously it whipped me around further. Yeah, I didn't. It's the only ride that I've done so far where I've gone, I want to get off it. I was like, get me off this thing. I literally was halfway and I'm like, get me off it.
The same exact restraints as Slammer. If I don't remember Slammer, it's the same restraints. Probably the same manufacturer.
Which for me is equal to that.
There's the bank turn I was talking about.
Because I hated Slammer as well.
Yeah, bank turn. Oh, here we go.
But it is unique. I like another one that I like for uniqueness, but no.
Yeah.
Go on.
Here we have Ollie from Coastal Mar and Heaven Jake from the Bears Escape. And Ollie's not a fan of flat rides. I'm surprised he went on it. But Flip Flop looks pretty dated these days.
I'm going to admit, we had to go on Flip Flop, and
It's all right. I don't know why they can't have seats
Some
all the way
people
around.
did get a bit nauseous after being on it. It's interesting how different people react to different coasters as well, I think. I find it really good because we all actually stopped and had a conversation a little bit afterwards, didn't we? Well, some were still recovering from rides.
I think
Oh, you wanted to
there's
ride
about-
more loops than that?
it does about 3 cycles on that, because when it starts to slow down, it speeds up again and goes again. So it's quite a long ride.
Loops and lap bars. We need to international. Sorry, Loops and lap bars international. We need to book another date for Flamingo Land with yourselves. That would be quite good. And have a go at things again. There's other rides that it sounds really silly, but even there was little kiddie coasters as well, but we didn't manage to go on. But yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, we'll probably do Flamingo Land again, because some people didn't get to go this time of day. But I quite like Flip Flop. It could have had more seats around, and the seats are quite high off the floor. You struggle to get up there. I saw Ben had to put the kids in the chairs because they're quite high off the floor, those seats.
Even if I tried jumping, I couldn't get over the bit in the middle between your legs. I couldn't get over that bit for some weird reason. But yeah.
I thought it was fun though. It's a good little ride. I think it's lacking because the water's not underneath it anymore. It used to be built on top of a lake.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to talk about this later on, but I didn't find out till I watched the Reese Family Adventures and a different Stacey's vlog. And Stacey was in it, and he said that Kamali's called that because there used to be, I doubt it's still alive now because it's an old coaster, but there's a lion that was there called Kamali.
Oh.
And that's why it's called Kamali. Oh, I like this little coaster.
So
it reminded me, it's not the same coaster at all, but just the way it kind of looked, and I don't know, there was something about it that reminded me of Tranan at Skara Summerland in Sweden. And it's fact.
Yeah,
Hello, Stacey. But if you want to look up Tranan, which I think is Trannen, it's an SNS free fly, and I think it's still the only one in the world if it's still there. I think it's like my number 3, just because there's only one of it, and it's not one of those ones where, there's one of it because it's rubbish. It's really good. But I thought it looked really Scandinavian, this ride.
But again, it's another unique little, would you call it a coaster?
It's technically a roller coaster, but it's more like it's almost like a monorail, isn't it? It's faster than the monorail.
Yeah, faster than the monorail. Faster than the monorail that was there.
Shall we tell people what happened in the queue line or not?
Nah.
No. They're going to be intrigued.
We're not going
That's
to.
one for another time.
We will leave that. We're not going to put that on the live because that just doesn't put anything to justice, does it?
But I did like the theming. What I noticed about this, you can see up on the left there, there's a lot of short fences in this park. It's like if you put those fences at Thorpe and Alton Towers, they'll be going in the ride areas. See, when you go around Kamali, the fence is quite low. It's not the same kind of fence as that. That's like a farmyard fence. You could legitimately just crawl through that fence if you wanted and go in the ride area.
I like how it did the little swoop at the end there, like it's in flight again. A bit like Vampire with the swoopness.
And he's never going to go on another Starflyer.
Like the swoop. At least like one thing I will never go on another Starflyer.
I thought you'd like it because you went on it and you were really scared. And in the vlog, I say you put Darcy on the outside seat. I was proud that you went on it, Andy, because you were really scared to go on it.
I think we're all proud of you. The thing is, as well, with the group that we had, a lot of people had their first rides on, certain rides, but also it's the first part that the Flamingo Land, the first time that they visited there, as well as us. It was our first time as well visiting Flamingo Land, and I must admit they had a real good variety of different things, didn't they, to do and ride and see. Like, unfortunately, we didn't have the log flume ride working, but we did have the opportunity to like have a run through the little fountains that they had there, which looked amazing. I thought it was really good, that little water area, to be fair. Did anyone else have a cool off in our group of that? I mean, I kind of ran through the water all the time, providing I made sure I didn't get electronics damaged.
Yeah, I got water.
Yes, you do. But yeah. Go on then. Anything else?
Yeah, there's a lot more stuff.
Go on then. The Starflyer.
Starflyer.
I kind of looked at it.
Oh, here we go.
At first, and I thought, it's just a giant swing. And then when you said, it starts turning round, and I'm like, what do you mean? The middle bit actually turns. So when it started raising up, I was absolutely fine with that. When it started, obviously, rotating round, I was like, okay, I'm fine with this. But then the wind picked up a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I don't know if it was the middle bit that was turning that kind of added to that. And I just went, oh. and you could feel it, but you got a smashing great view, didn't you, of the park and stuff?
Oh yeah, it's really good.
And it was quite nice to actually see, oh look, there's more to it than what you think, in terms of Flamingo Land.
I like the fact it was quite daunting, because usually it's quite. I don't know. It's nice that it kind of does scare you a bit, even if you've been on one before.
Dave's Adventures did Pterodactyl in the rain. Oh my word!
I didn't know they opened it in the rain.
Ooh. Did that
insane.
actually? But that. Oh, did your skin sting? It's when you get rain in the eyes, and do you know what I mean? When you go on a ride, that's the worst feeling, I think. But yeah.
That's not your favourite ride of the day, then?
I enjoyed it.
Is that it?
Yes.
Like Hero?
Yes. There is more to it on our actual vlog as well, but I feel like I bore people with me talking, so.
Did
anyone notice how dark it went when you were on Starflare? It went really dark for me. Oh. I didn't notice if it went dark or not, actually. Didn't bother me.
Did you do a pod with a GoPro on a chest mount? Because we went through all that. Right, we got them signed off. We got permission slips from them, and then saw a guy on the pterodactyl, and he just had his phone out, and I was like, I wouldn't risk it. It looked like he could have just dropped that.
Absolutely loose, just holding it in his hand, and we're like, what on earth? Didn't even have like a bobble or anything to hold it with. Nothing. It was just.
But I thought it was fun. The thing that kind of I knew it was going to fix itself, but it was kind of funny was when you're on it and it starts to go down again. It doesn't start to slow down at first, and what you might not realize from the ground is you actually swing out further than the outside wall of the what you call the station, I guess. So I'm looking down. I'm like, we're not inside the wall right now, but we're going down towards the wall. Yeah, he had his phone out. I was hoping he'd drop it, but he didn't.
It was a bit cheeky.
It was quite fun. I'd go on it again. If we go again, I'd have to go on it again. I'd definitely go on it again. I'm a bit sad that we missed the zoo, because I saw a couple of other vlogs and they had a hippo, which I thought was really. I know it's probably not the only place in England that has a hippo, but it's quite unique.
Stakesy and the Reese Family Adventures.
I was trying to get a photo of, because Ben and Holly were quite happy on it, and then Andy wasn't. But then I just thought this photo was funny because I don't know why Darcy's expression just. What I froze it on, because I kind of just froze it randomly on the video, and I just thought that was a funny expression. But yeah, I think everyone has to experience it. I remember until we went on it, especially just before we went in the queue or the exit queue, I kept saying it's not that bad to Andy. It's only 151 feet. It was like I went, well, the one I've been on in Sweden is 396, so it's less than half that. The one in Sweden is insane. It's just you get past the drop tower and you're still going up. It's like, oh Jesus. I think it's still the highest one in Europe. It was when I went on it. But Andy doesn't like it. But I'm kind of proud. Oh, we got to explain the shop.
We were going to go to
Twistosaurus, but then I saw that the oldest person in the world had been on it, and I was like, can't be that fun. You see, there's quite a few Guinness World Records things up at certain roller coasters in this park.
I did not see that.
Yeah, and just like there was one at Mumbo Jumbo for being the steepest, apparently in the world. I thought it was just the UK. There's one outside Twistosaurus. I don't know if it's still true. I'm sure the record was oldest person to ride a roller coaster or something. And I kind of wonder if they keep checking these, or they just go, yeah, just keep it up. Yeah, Sweden, Greenland, yeah. Yeah, it's the Disney store. Oh, Ollie's here. Go check out Ollie's stuff. Ollie's also been on, I'm going to butcher his name now. He's been on the Effling Dark Ride with the mascot, and the mascot is called Pardew. Tell me if I've got that wrong. That's just off memory. But I walked into this store because outside there's like a massive doorway that's like probably a shutter when they close. It's not got a door in it. And I just looked. I was like, saw all the plushes from outside, quite far away. And I was like, hang on, that looks a bit like a Disney store. So I walked in, and it actually feels like the Disney store when you go in, which doesn't exist anymore. And I walked back out, and I was just telling everyone, and you'll see it in the vlog. And then Gary walked in, and he comes out. He's like, that's weird. It's not the Disney store, but it feels like it. And then I asked a few other people, and there's a funny bit where Ollie goes, shall I just go on my knees and pray? And I was like, yeah, you can still do it. I did end up buying the hat. I did show a few things off. The hat I showed in that vlog, I did end up buying their baseball cap.
Ah, Loops and Lap Bars International about Mumbo Jumbo.
So,
It's the steepest to the world when it opened. Beat Sawtooth.
surely they've got to take that down if it's not anymore, because it's got Guinness World Records on. Surely that's an official thing. They can't.
Oh wow, steepest now. It's one at Nickelodeon Dream.
It's probably still the steepest in the UK, probably. But this is a fun shop. It's got all these plushes. It was just big, airy shop, and I was just excited. It felt like the Disney store.
I do actually want to. Oh, Shell Razor, yeah, the TMNT one. I think I know which one it is. I came across a pod by accident, and I was like, "It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles."
Do you want to say anything about the Disney store?
The Disney store. No one noticed this, but I actually took a photo of the chandelier.
Oh, it was like
at the top
horns,
because,
wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, it was made out of antlers.
Antlers, that's it.
Obviously with electronics, but yeah, it was quite nice. I thought that was quite something. I actually have got it on my phone, that picture of it. But I like.
Could have used that for the show.
And there is some nice things in there. So yeah.
Yeah, it's quite. I mean, some of it's just miscellaneous rubbish, but there's some nice stuff in there. They have got pin badges. I don't know if I took photos. It's in the vlog. They've got a few pin badges. A lot of that stuff is like you said in the vlog, even the main one near the entrance to the shop. It's like stuff you find at the seaside, like random gift. Like there's some branded stuff, and then it's just like, let's put a load of random giftware. Let's put random like jewelry.
Knickknacks.
Yeah, but like expensive stuff in cabinets sometimes. It's like, we don't really need this. Do we? I don't know. People might go, I love it. I go there to shop for Christmas every year. But I don't. I'm assuming they're open all year round for the zoo.
And some of you guys actually went to go on Twistosaurus.
Yeah, we didn't go on, and they almost got what they call an evac cred, which Ollie Moore wanted to get, but he didn't.
I think there is vlogging evidence on your channel, so yeah. And
then we went for lunch. We got split up from the others. This is I skipped out the bit where I showed Dave from Loops and Lap Bars. He wasn't very well. He was on the floor and he wasn't very well.
Bless him.
And I thought he was asleep because he had shades on. And we walked past and he didn't notice us. And I just walked up in the vlog
Graham.
and I was prodding him. Oh, it's the
well.
moon walk. We've talked about you at the start. Let's put it up now since he's here because he'll want to see himself.
Yeah, look at your own face.
Hey.
Hey.
He's in the vlog. But he was actually with us when where did we get to? Where did I get up to? No, just before that.
Oh no, that was me being. Oh.
Yeah, this place was phenomenal, and it looks bigger on the inside than on the outside.
I know which bit now.
It's called the Coach and House, isn't it? I want to say Coach and Horses, but it's Coach and House, I think.
Coach and House.
Because the funny thing was, we were in there, and Joe was there with his wife and his son from TPI, and Sibby and Jem were there, and then we were there, and then our friend Joss, who, if people were there and saw Joss, he does JD Booze Reviews, but he's actually part of Theme Park Guide, which is a really big thing. But he doesn't air that a lot, but he's actually like, when I say he's part of it, he's like a big part of it. He's not just someone who's like, I do some stuff with him sometimes. He's part of Theme Park Guide with James Allgood. So, but he doesn't like to show off about it. But he was there, and he was with Kelly, who's like his other half. They're going to get married soon. But I'm building the story up because Kelly, Sibby, and me all decided what we wanted, and me and Sibby, I think, wanted fish and chips, and then picked other stuff before we'd gone to order. And then they brought out what the fish and chips were, and all our eyes just followed it around the room.
It looked like a whale.
We just followed it around the room, and then Sibby and me were like, "We're getting fish and chips."
Hi, Ben and Holly. Hope you're well.
Oh, he's still at work.
Oh, thank you for popping by, though, taking your time out.
Oh yeah, I want to see a Sibby Flamingo Land vlog.
Yeah, that would be good, Sibby.
The food was awesome.
Yeah. And the drinks.
I should have taken photos of it.
Don't forget the drinks.
Yeah, the gin and tonic he went for, didn't he?
Yes.
It was really posh, right? Looking inside, and really nice food, and the portion was big as well. The thing that struck me was, altogether, I got you scampi and chips, and I had fish and chips, which was really good, like better than your average.
Really good value.
And then I had a pint of Coors, and you had a pint of cola. And it came to $36.60, and what flashed up in my head straight away was, we've not been for like a year or two to Woodcutter's. The quality is a lot less, and with Merlin discount for the exact same, getting a meal and a beer, it was about £1 cheaper at Flamingo Land. I'm like, yeah, I would put this forward potentially if Sibby does his awards again this year. This has got to be food of the year at a theme park, hasn't it?
Stevie vlogs, double gin and
Chandeliers or
tonic
the
chicken.
chandeliers, as Jen said.
But the thing is, we sat in there, and after a while, I didn't feel like I was in a theme park.
Oh,
And
no.
that's what I quite
But
like about it,
they were-
because it was quite nice to have that sort of like, you've got all the thrills going off and everything, but then to have that quiet space, I thought, with you know, with having your dinner and things. But yeah, it was nice.
But
Really,
what
really
the
nice.
the security guard said, because it's down one end of the park, and if you noticed when you drove out, you saw a sign for it. Apparently, this is open for the local people. He was saying to us that it's probably open for people on accommodation as well, but there's a way to get in from that end of the park.
Yeah, he said
So
from
it's
the main
open
road.
as an actual pub and restaurant for people that live in the area.
That's cool.
But that's really good. I'd recommend going. I think we got lucky that there weren't many people in there at the time we went. But what was funny was in the vlog, she brought menus round and she just plonked this in front of me. And I was like, what?
You got the kids' menu.
I don't think, if I take that off, is that big enough for people to have a go at that? I don't know. Take a screenshot if you want people to have a go at that. You actually filled that in, didn't you?
I filled that in less than 30 seconds.
But we didn't have to wait long for the food either. At Woodcutters, you normally got to go up to the bar and go, sorry, mine's under the heater over there that you haven't bothered to bring over, but...
Yeah, it was good. Really, really nice. But like I said, it was so weird that we didn't have to do
Oh, we want a Flamingo Land vlog though, Sibby. That's what we want. I mean, we want the Scarefest one as well, but...
Let's hope we can do Scarefest one together, though. Even with some other people through the channel as well.
So I thought, oh, the menu's on the other side, right? And then it wasn't. It was just... But at least it didn't have otters on there, because I absolutely... I wouldn't say hate. I'm just... I saw a program once where someone owned otters and he had his fingers bit off.
Wait, you're not utterly enthused?
No, I think they're rubbish because they bit someone's fingers off and other people... It's one of those things where people go, oh, they're cute. And I'm like, I'm very aware of how dangerous otters are. I'm like, no way. If one of those comes near you, just punch it on the nose really hard.
They're a ferret covered in water. That's the only difference.
Ferret covered in water?
That's what
Not when they're out of the water. That's going to be a big headline. You'll see on Instagram.
The ferret covered in water.
Like Kate's otters, but yeah. This was great. This was the electric fence. I don't know if you can see the sign if I take the overlay off.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's just out of reach. But Joe from Theme Park Sanity, I said recreate the scene from Jurassic Park. But yeah, he pretended to be electrocuted. Just like the scene where the dad pretends to be electrocuted.
Yeah, spooky time.
It was weird, that fence, because I was like, that can't be electric, can it? And it was just there for show, but it kind of takes up a big... Also, let's just promote the book while we're here. It's in the description. If you want to buy the book, just head on to the description at some point. But
I may take
a pause for the cause.
I may take a couple of copies to do a little convention thing that I'll be doing hopefully in July.
Christmas in July.
But it's under the hat at the minute. I'm waiting for more information. But I'll be hosting something.
But yeah, go and check out Joe's. I'll try and put everyone's channels in the description, actually. I don't think I've got a chance to do it before. Oh, Oakwood is so out of the way and it's not worth it. I know what you mean. It feels very similar in some of the styles. But I would not go to Oakwood again unless either there was a meet that I wanted to go to that someone else was organising. Bear in mind, ECC do a very good one where they get to camp there, and that still didn't tempt me. But the rides aren't good enough. There's no access coverage from most phones.
And there's only one place that actually does the food, isn't it? It was that little building.
No, I think there's a couple. We just went to the decent one.
Oh.
But I don't think Oakwood's worth it for how far out the way it is. It's so far out the way. You're like, oh, we'll stop at Cardiff on the way. Oh, wait, there's still quite a way between Cardiff and Oakwood.
I'd like to go on it again just to go on Megaphobia because there's a place not too far from us that actually manufactured the coaches for Megaphobia.
I found a Megaphobia after the first drop. The first drop looks good.
Yeah.
And then it just goes into the equivalent of a giant backyard. It was just like a field. And I was like, oh, right, this is it. This is what everyone's, this is what Wardley did for Wales. Well done.
I think it'd be good for those that have never been, though. But I'd like to go and visit again, just to say I've been again.
The only reason I want to go is because opposite Megaphobia, there was a sort of alpine coasterish thing where you can control the thing, the brakes on it.
Yeah.
And people were just coming down there real quick. Because you go under like a bridge before you realise you're at the station. Everyone just ploughing into each other. I want to see more.
Yeah, I didn't realise what I was doing, and I didn't realise that the brake had to be lifted up, not pushed down, to make it work. And I nearly went into the back of someone.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of Oakwood, but maybe if there's a cause for it, I'll plan something. There's Kamali. The Kamali was the one thing I was looking forward to the most.
That would be interesting, actually, see Merlin take it over.
I think Merlin would only be able to take it over if they put in a train line because it's just the access to get to Oakwood. It's not. I just don't think it's worth it because it's so far in the southwest of Wales, and I don't.
Maybe we can explore other things around the area.
The time it takes
as well.
to get there, you could, have an enjoyable weekend. But the Kamali was what I was looking forward to the most.
Hey, Travel with Jones.
And no one talks about Kamali
Hope you
much.
well.
Like, people talk about Hero's Bad and Six Great and Mumbo Jumbo and Velocity, and no one talks about Kamali whenever we were talking about Flamingo Land before we went. And I was like, I'm looking forward to that. And I thought it was really good. I mean,
I must admit, some people had headache or shoulder pain because they said their head was going round. When I went on it, as soon as I saw I don't know what you do after the lift hill, the bank, not the bank turning. Forgive me if my jargon is just blah. But basically, the bit on the lift hill, and you immediately go to the right. My head immediately went to the left and stayed back on the headrest. That's all you need to do is stay in that position to enjoy that ride, because I never had a single problem on that ride.
It was such good weather
at all, and I thought it was so good. Like,
we go again. These fences
are
quite small. They've got here, so it's not as overbearing as when you go to like Merlin Park. I like the fact that it was sunny, and I was saying to you, because this is a custom layout, but I've been on the one like Infusion, which is like template. Well, I've been on Infusion, but the first one I ever did was about 20 years ago at Themeatically in Spain, and it felt like I was in Spain again, just because of how the weather was, and it was it was an SLC. But we got to go to the exit at the end. We didn't bother doing this during the day because we knew we'd get on at the end of the day.
We were lucky enough to have that fast pass that got given back to us, though, didn't we?
But we did the exit thing first with security. So they got security to show up, and they sorted out. The weird thing was we went, oh, most of us want the front. They were like, okay, do you mind that other people ride the train as well? I'm like, no, we're not going to see them. But it's just, so some people, we got in groups. If people didn't mind not going at the front, they could go on with like other batches. Everyone who wanted to go at the front, wanted to go on, could go on. And I think I got a photo of the couples because it's funny. I said, say something inspirational, Ben. He said his GoPro died. But after he got off, they let him go again on the front with his GoPro. So they're quite good about that. And what I didn't know was, even though he let Andy go on the front with his fast pass, I believe, when Andy went on again as well, because we went on again with fast passes after we went on the security assisted one, I guess. And when I talked to the supervisor, he goes, your fast pass, we put you at the back, we don't put you at the front. I'm like, what? He went, yeah, the fast pass, and there's a VIP pass. The VIP pass, you can basically go up the exit and choose what specific seat you want. And he was like, with the fast pass, we normally put you at the back. I was like, all right. So we used I'm going to call it the security escorted one to go at the front, didn't we? And then we went at the back. The back, my favourite bit of this whole coaster, and I don't know if I've got a photo of the section. This could sound really odd. I don't know if I've got a photo of it now. No. There's basically a bit after you go down. People who've been will know. You go down that first drop, and you go through a loop. After the loop, before you get to the Cobra Roll, if you're sat at the back, it's going so fast, and you can't see anything to the side of you but trees. And it just feels like you're shooting through the trees at ground level. And that was my favourite bit. just that instance for a few seconds, I was like, that's my favourite bit. So I like some of the other bits of the ride, but that was my favourite bit.
I must admit, when I went up the lift hill, I started freaking out a little bit, didn't I, at you? Because I was like, it's so weird not seeing the track below you. And you can't really see it above your head you can't see it that much, to be honest, when you're like at the front as well. And I'm like, it's just so weird that you can't, there's no flooring like it is with Nemesis, where you've got like the stairs to go up stuff like underneath your feet. It's just so weird.
That's how slow it was as well. And when we sat at the front, it was the overhang going off that drop before you actually drop off it.
But when you did go, oh my gosh!
And it's so banked that first. It's such a good layout because it's not too long, but it's not too short. The Cobra Roll was a bit weird because it was very high, which I was looking forward to, but I don't know how to. I've not got a close-up shot of it, but the distance between the two inversions on the Cobra Roll is very short. It just jolts you back. It's very hard to explain without showing you a picture of it. I should have got a picture.
No, I'm happy to say on any roller coaster that I got, I quite like the Cobra Roll.
Oh no, I like the Cobra Roll. What I'm saying is
like
something that stuck out to me was the distance in the middle of the Cobra Roll between the two inversions was very short on the slide.
Yeah.
But that was my favourite ride there. But I don't know if that's because I was looking forward to it. It was really good. Coaster Dad's done a video about 15 tips. One of his is go straight to the back of the park. Also, I'll give Coaster Dad a shout out, and everyone else who's been on this trip. I'll try and put links in the description if you're watching on catch up. But one thing I want to say about Coaster Dad's vlog, and I'm not taking anything away from it, there's a bit about halfway through where he's underneath, he's walking somewhere, and he goes, right, we're going on Flip Flop. And if you watch it, he then shows a shot of Flip Flop from far away. When he's walking and talking, it's sunny. The shot of Flip Flop is overcast. The next shot of him next to Flip Flop is really sunny.
Yeah.
And I turned to you laughing and went, do you reckon that's stock footage from a different day? Because it's suddenly sunny, overcast, sunny again.
Yeah, it was really random.
It's quite fun. But yeah, watch his vlog. But that's
went with the mood there on that one. We also had loads of other vloggers there as well, which we're going to mention. There is one person actually that obviously she's quite a small channel as well, Reese Family Adventures.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she said there was some rides that she was a bit uncomfortable on as well, but she's done like pubs included on hers as well.
Odyssey at Fantasy Island.
So, yeah.
Replying to Graham. That is the one thing I remember about that when I rode it was it's such a long layout. You get like about 3/4 of the way through and you're like, oh, it's still going. But it's a good ride. I think it's quite rough, but then they all are meant to be. But yeah, his GoPro died. I don't know. The hazards of a GoPro, I guess. I don't have a GoPro, but I have a camera that's got an internal lithium, so I had to charge it.
We have missed out a couple of others, though. We didn't go on the disc ride, which was Navigator.
Well, yeah, I've not mentioned them because I didn't go on them.
But I went on... You went on Mumbo Jumbo again, then I went on the...
Cliffhanger,
yeah.
Do you want to tell people what happened on Cliffhanger?
I don't know. I got a bit disappointed.
Joe's here. I'm going to go back to a photo we showed earlier of Joe getting electrocuted.
I went with Joe on that one as well, while you went on Mumbo Jumbo.
And what did he say after the shot?
What did he say after the shot?
After it shot up, what did he say?
He just said, that's it. And I was like, oh. And then I just sounded really disappointed because I was expecting more drops or more being shot up in the air. And it was like, oh, is that it? Oh, okay. It just wasn't what I was expecting. I thought I was expecting something else. But to be fair, I wasn't really watching the ride before I went on it. I just thought, okay, let's go on it. It's like a drop tower, but it didn't feel like a drop tower.
Missed out on Mumbo Jumbo on the outbank turn.
For the thrill.
Yeah, the Joneses on Velocity. Because when we finished that Kimali ERS, we still had 10 minutes. So I kind of turned to everyone and went, we've got 10 minutes. I'm going to go to Velocity. And then some people joined us.
Well, hopeful about going to Oakwood because I want to do the Sky Coaster. Yeah. Now, I must admit, out of all the roller coasters we had that we went on, I would say I really like Velocity.
Yeah, it was decent. I mean,
I like the restraints terrified me at first, and it left me pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed it. I mean, yes, I like Sick as well, but that left me pleasantly surprised, and I just love it. It's brilliant. Velocity was fun, but my belly.
I like Laura's expression in that photo as well. I think that's just as it was accelerating.
Brilliant. I was really surprised. I thought that it'd be the whole, like, a bit like Galactica, where you move the restraints, but then it actually hugged your legs. And I thought, oh, crikey,
I knew it was
going to get on it.
I hadn't been before, but I said to you, it's going to be like Cobra.
Yeah, with the back, and I didn't know you had to pull the handlebars down. I'm watching what everyone else was doing, and I was like, I think I'm a T-Rex with little arms.
Tracy
here.
from Leaps and Lap Bars couldn't reach them.
Yeah,
you pull the restraints in, and then the back comes. But then some of them, like one of the times we went on, the ride up just pushed the back of the seat, and it was just like, oh, okay, cheers.
Yeah,
I'm stuck in now.
Check, yeah.
That's you.
To be fair, though, when we go on it, like we did now, we just got a cracking good shot of us sat on the ride as it went round before it actually launched.
You notice everything's quite close together as well, which is quite nice. Like you see Mumbo Jumbo in the background, and I'm showing you with the cursor on the computer, but no one else can see my cursor.
Yeah, that's lucky that you got that. That's cool.
Yeah, they did that for Chris from Coaster Day.
But did anyone else feel like they were riding Falcor? That's all I want to know. Never-ending story.
It's a good ride. I mean, they've got a lot of. They've gone for like unique rides rather than sometimes good rides like Hero. But I think Hero could have a lot more cars on it.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like you could actually have a weekend there. Like you'd have one day maybe rides and then stay the night, and then the next day like do the zoo. And if you've got a whole family, that is a whole weekend packed into one, because they've got like climbing frames there and all sorts
What
of
did you think
bits.
of Toast Rack the Ride?
It was great. So
They could have had more
what
racks
was
for the
everyone's
toast.
thoughts on the Toast Rack the Ride?
I remember when we got off and I was like, I'm glad we didn't queue for that. This would be queue, wouldn't it?
Toast Rack the Ride.
He's talking about Hero. I assume he's
I'm
talking about
thinking,
Hero.
which one are you implying there? I'm trying to work it out. I get it.
Do you want to answer his question?
I liked it.
Is that it?
Yeah, I just
You
didn't know
sounded
which
like you
one.
liked it a lot more
I
earlier
just
when we
didn't
talked
know
about
which one you were implying, but yeah.
it.
But I do like Hero.
I don't know what kind of Hero. I think Kimani's the best thing there.
It's like the Marmite,
I think we
isn't
need
it?
2 days there because we didn't even get to do
It
the
is like Hero is the Marmite ride out of the whole of that park. Do you think?
Oh, apparently they were
Never
running.
like it
They were only
either.
running 2 cars on Monster Mansion as well. If that, I can't remember if that's the
Yeah,
ride.
and we didn't get.
We didn't
to
go on it because we didn't want to use our fast passes, and they're only running 2 cars. So the queue was very close to the station, but then there weren't any cars coming through. We're like, yeah, we're not going to.
So hopefully in the future we're going to explore another day for the zoo part as well as the
See the
dark
hippo.
ride, because obviously we mentioned in some of our previous lives about.
Maybe we'll find enough people in the world that like Hero. We can fill 1 car on that ride.
That'd be good. Let's see if everyone likes it then. I'd be up for the challenge.
But no, it's fun.
I do love that photo, but it's a shame that Joe and Graham and is it Jen as well?
Yeah.
They've showed that the gang aren't in it.
I think they were sorting out something with the GoPro after.
Could have had 'em in.
So I didn't realise they weren't in it till after we took the photo.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, where? And then we were like, oh.
We couldn't find you, so
Well, we found them
sorry.
later on and we had lunch with them, so it was all right. But
it was nice.
we can say some closing things about if anyone wants to ask any questions or anything. But
anyone got any queries? All I can say overall,
there'll be a social next year. I'm trying to start a social this year, but because of the nature of where it might be and the nature of how long I've got to plan it, I'm only initially send invites out. If it goes through, I'm only going to send invites out to people that went on this trip just because of where it's going to be, and I'm going to have to
Like the
chaperone
geography.
everything.
Yeah.
And so if anyone's watching this and didn't get to go on this trip and are like, oh, why didn't you invite me if you're doing one in a few months? That one might not happen for definite, and if it does, because of the nature of it, which I don't want to say till it's official, I'm only actually going to send invites. So I've got a number that doesn't go over a certain number.
There's only a set amount, and I know we've had a certain amount of people that have asked for it as well, as far as I know.
Oh no, we've had people ask if I can do another one this year because I didn't want to wait a whole year. No one said, do you want to do it? I got in touch with my contact and went, oh, can we do this at this other park? And he's like, yeah, let me sort it out. Like, I don't know if it's going to get sorted for definite, but hopefully there's a good chance it's going to happen. So,
what is your favourite part of the day, guys? Do you know what? I enjoyed every bit of it. I really did. The only downside, obviously, was you disappearing when you had to go talk to customer services, because I did get a bit worried and I thought, can anyone point me the direction? I'll go find them.
Well, I just wanted to get it sorted because it was like, even though it wasn't my fault they screwed up, it was kind of like, well, you know, it's kind of on my shoulders here with everyone.
But I enjoyed every bit, because when people went on rides and they were waiting for the rest of the group, we were like still having a conversation what we thought of the ride that we just went on. Everything just felt, it was just brilliant. Like, it was lovely to be around like-minded people and not talk about work. So it's fantastic.
Answering Sibby, I'll let you know if you're available. We might go again with one of the people that didn't get to go.
Yeah.
This time, because he lives in London, so he's not going to want to make that journey unless it's on his own. Do you know what I mean?
I'd say though, like, stay one night there and then have the whole day like to do something as well, just one night, or maybe look at the lodgings. I know, it's great to see you.
What I'd like to see Joe do, because he could probably make a video out of it. I'd like to see Joe.
Hope your sunburn's healed too.
It's his home park. I'd like to see, because a lot of us criticised the merch there. I'd like to see Joe do like a video of like, even if he just took photos of it and didn't actually buy it, the 5 best bits of merch they actually do and the 5 worst. Because it gets criticised, but there's like, in all of it, there's like the odd pin badge that's good and stuff like that. Ooh. Yeah, a lot of people stayed in Pickering.
And I think a lot of us actually went and stopped at the
Yeah, Billborough Services. We got there 2 minutes after we left. We got a message from the Joneses. They're the same one, and so were Joss and Kelly. And we're like, if we just stayed a couple more minutes,
5 minutes, yeah, 5
with the
10
Frappuccino.
minutes. Yeah.
Went to Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Our friend Mikey will like that one.
Yeah, our friend Mike across the pond.
In New York.
We had to tag him
16 hours to the minute it is from his front door to Disneyland. Jesus.
We pulled up and we were like, oh, we're going to have to tag Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's where you stayed as well. Oh, my word. Very popular service station.
No, he stayed in Pickering. He didn't stay at the service station.
Sorry.
Well, he might have done, but
Sorry,
I'm pretty sure he stayed in Pickering. It wasn't the service station.
Now I'm embarrassing, but yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to mention anything else before we go? Or?
I just want to say overall, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful day spending with each and every single one of you guys as well. And hopefully we might round up another meetup in the future. A lot of people have been messaging me saying praises about you, Mike, as well.
That's me.
So like we're super proud of you and everything that you do. So just thank you. And it's been lovely. Honestly, I've enjoyed every bit. So it's just been lovely that we kind of like join up, mingled in between groups, and yeah, it's been really nice. So let's hope for more of these socials.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that premiere and it'll probably be all right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's made them public actually. Joe showed me some photos. He went to Whitby the night before, and he took some really good photos on his phone. So they're really good. I don't know if he's posted those. Yeah, but if you go on Kamali, it's brilliant. Mm-hmm. If you went to the event, you know, those pin badges are limited edition. No more are made.
No,
that's it. If you've got a pin badge, I know Stacey was styling and profiling. He had his one from last year at the first event last year. Yeah, it's
great because everyone's like swapping merch with each other as well. There's a little like merch swapping session going off between some people.
Didn't see that.
Like you saw all these little like pop badges or pin badges going around.
Do you want to grab the?
It's just brilliant. So
I don't know if you want to grab it.
I am going to get it.
We got a little gift in the post from the Joneses because the Joneses went to. I didn't mention it because I just forgot, but they went to York the next day to make like a weekend of it. But so did Coaster Dad as well. I forgot to ask them if they'd mentioned it to him or seen him there. But do you want to show them what they got?
So we ended up.
I don't think you're going to get the same photo you got before. You're trying to recreate the photo we took with it.
No, Winnie Woo was a bit scared, so I got Winter on me, and she just literally went up there.
Show them what we got from the Joneses.
So yeah, from the Joneses. Thank you very much for this. The York Ghost.
Oh, York Ghost. That's really cool.
Ghosty.
It's funny because I messaged them on the Sunday, I believe, and I said, "Did you go to the ghost shop?" So I remember when Ben and Holly went the first time to York. No, Ben went on his own with his wife for a birthday, and he said the queue was 4 hours or something, so he didn't. It's insane.
So yeah, thank you for thinking about us.
Yes, it's been fun. I don't want to keep these people more than.
Just have a look what's in the comments a second, because I've just seen something else pop up. There we go. They're on my personal profile. Cheers again for a rage absolutely awesome day, guys. Oh, you're welcome. But yeah, here's to many more. Hopefully, like the one after the one this year, we might have.
Well, next year's one
different, or it depends what it is.
There's 2 parks I'm talking to for next year, and I'm kind of like, there's one I'm leaning more towards because the first coaster I ever went on is there, and because it's like my parents live halfway between us and there, so I don't see my family very often. Not because I don't get on with them, just because I don't live near them anymore.
They don't. Yeah.
So I don't see them.
Mine.
We only live about 35 minutes from your parents. We're about an hour and a half from mine. A little inside information there. So, but there's one park I'm leaning towards more, but it depends what packs we get. And then what was funny was ECC. I'm not going to mention the name. There's someone in ECC quite high up who's friends with me. I'm a member anyway, but he was asking me about who my contacts were at what park and are they this, and I was like, yeah. It was interesting that he was like, I don't know. It's interesting that the meets are going on other people's radars. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but yeah. And I was like, yeah. And this is the contact you want for this park. It was like, oh, the last contact he had for ECC, that person has left the park. I was like, yeah. But it's interesting. But I'm leaning towards what one more than the other for next year. I did mention at the meet what we're doing, but I don't want to put it all on here.
No, it's not confirmed and set in stone yet, so we'll just.
But the one later this year hopefully will happen because my contact to that other park.
So yeah.
Yeah, ECC members got in cheaper. You get in like I can't remember what it is, like half price to Flamingo Land. Because we got,
Okay.
I don't know if I don't think it's unprofessional for me to say, we got in for 45 quid per person for ERS on sick, which turned into fast tracks, which ended up being much better, and entry to the park. And with ECC, it was £37.50.
It's my first coaster too, fingers crossed.
We're talking about the same coaster.
Oh. What's your first coaster? If it's the one that he's thinking, maybe the first coaster that you were on about.
I don't know. That'd be interesting.
Might be.
But we'll have to see. We'll have to talk.
Ooh. So thank you everyone for watching. Go check out our Flamingo Land vlog as well. And yeah, if you haven't already, get the puzzle book.
It's a good book.
Great for the queue lines.
Yeah.
Especially if you've not got fast pass.
What the meek. But yeah, I'll try and once this has got when these go up, I can't. There's certain things I can't edit on them till YouTube's gone. There's no copyright in it. Okay, so it might not. If you watch this, will catch up straight away. It might not be there, but I'm going to try and put everyone's links who went to the meetup in the description. But some of them have been in the live chat. If you're watching the live chat, I'll catch up. But
thank you all for watching and catching up with us as well, guys. It means
it's been
a lot
fun.
to us.
Because I spent
We love you all.
Not that we haven't got. I've got some big guests coming up on in a month or so from a TV show, so that'll be fun. But for 2 years we just had people on each week, and I was like, I like just having us on. I might do that more often.
So, shall we do this more often? I think a lot of you quite like it, actually. To be fair.
But yeah.
So yeah, have an awesome weekend, and don't forget my photography challenge as well. I am still doing it. The prompt is wood this month. So obviously, if you put it in your, no, there's going to be loads of Wicker Man ones. But if you take a photo of something to do with wood, then post it, tag me in it, Stacey_L2E, and then I will put it in my stories, and also I will put it in my highlights on my Instagram. It's just a mini shout out for you guys because you all deserve it.
Yeah.
But then there you go. But it's just a bit of mindfulness too with taking the photo. So.
Do you know what was that? Mustache?
So I don't know. I'm just mustaching. So yeah, much love to you all, and thank you all for watching. Give us a like. Yeah, wobbly guinea pigs that you can hear in the background. No, I don't.
I don't know.
So we'll see you
in the review.
for now.
Bye.